And we're back, everybody, with the Drunken News game show this week on the Tangent Podcast. Yeah. Brian, you don't do shit anymore. Steve.
I just lose points.
Maestro.
Everybody loses points.
Take it away.
Well, we have the Drunken rant.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
For the Bri guy.
Yeah, I won last week.
Brian
so
won last week.
Do my rant for 30 seconds. I have a fan of the podcast tells me personally every other day. Should be a minute. You guys should do a minute rant.
Why?
I don't think you
How many
realize how
Sounds like
difficult,
a guy who fucks a fleshlight.
don't realize how difficult it is to rant.
It goes as anonymous.
Yeah.
2 minutes too much.
The minute's
is
too
way
much,
too much. You
'cause
want
then
to know
you're
why?
just
Because
rambling.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares
Yeah,
what
you
you have to
just have
say.
to ramble,
You get 30
yeah.
seconds.
Lose
69
interest.
seconds.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Put some sprinkles on those titties.
And some semicolons.
Semicolon.
Titties.
Brian, your rant is starting soon.
I guess.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
ready,
Yes.
set, go.
So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was announced a couple months ago, and they released a release date this past week. There's no fucking Wolverine in this game. Marvel vs. Capcom, a game that started off with X-Men. There's no fucking X-Men or Wolverine. Fox, Disney, whatever you got to do, fucking figure out a way to get the X-Men and, more importantly, Wolverine back into this fucking game, because it's gonna suck without him.
All right, time. I mean,
Nothing
it's
more.
no pizza roll.
Nothing more.
There's nothing that's going to be as shitty as a pizza roll. His bagel bite. rant-
Hey, we're not supposed
Yeah,
to comment on the rant.
He's
That's
right.
it.
He's right.
That's it. It's
No,
sacred
we're allowed
ground.
to comment
No, it's
on the
sacred
rant.
ground.
We're not allowed to give him
talk-
shit for it.
I don't know.
You can comment
We're
on
in-
the
we're in
rant.
dark
we had this
territory right
we had this conversation.
We're gonna have it
last
every
week.
single week. We're gonna have it every single
right,
week.
Well, let's
No,
get
it
out of this
sounds-
hole we've
yeah,
dug for
straight
ourselves
news.
with the first story coming from Game Informer. South Korean presidential candidate just released a StarCraft map as part of his campaign.
Is that the
Nothing.
national sport? Is that
Correct.
game?
Yeah.
That
StarCraft.
makes sense to me. If that's your national sport, I mean, we elect jocks for shit all the time.
Fastest
look at
map
Arnold.
possible.
Yeah.
So, South Korean presidential candidate Moon Jae-in has released 2 maps
Killed
from
it.
StarCraft, or 4 StarCraft
Where did he
Brood
move
War.
Giant to?
Oh, he's pretty war.
The maps are rather simplistic, with the only notable thing being that his name is spelled out across it in mineral deposits.
Mineral deposits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
So-
Can't edit that
So how is this helping? What?
because it's
He's just like, hey, I like
he
this.
plays
promotion.
StarCraft.
yeah, it's just think about it that he knows his
Oh.
audience. People love StarCraft over there, and he just put his name and fucking minerals across the map. It's genius.
It's badass.
Interesting.
Wish I could.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot of people there looking at that.
Yep.
play his
No
map.
one's putting checking out the people's front yards anymore. They're checking out their Minecraft. What's going on here? Or what game is it?
So
Wow.
close.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even know the game. Minus 2 points.
Yeah. Take it
Oh.
away. Take it away.
But speaking of South Korea, we have 2 booked without detention in South Korea over Overwatch match fixing. This comes from ESPN. The player,
Shocking.
manager, and coach of Luminous Solar have been booked without detention in South Korea by the Gino Gotti Bukba Provincial
Did
Police.
they just got arrested
I'm sure that's
or detained?
so close.
For
For what?
I don't even know. Booked without detention. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It means
We're-
they probably
we're
just
not
like, hey,
lawyers.
come with us. And we're okay, sure.
Sounds like a
After
cult.
attempted to qualify for the OGN Overwatch Apex Challenger Season 2 via match fixing. The criminal charge specified in the article was interference with business. Lifetime bans from OGN have been handed out last February.
Oh, so they were cheating?
So match fixing.
To win.
Right, of course. Cheating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In the report, OGN revealed that a large amount of circumstantial evidence pointed to Luminous Solar's player manager Jin Suka-hoon and coach Biak Min-ja
I respect your attempts, man. I do. I honestly do, because I wouldn't even try.
offering sponsorship from Limited in return for forfeiting the match. It was also discovered that the 2 individuals had used a fraudulent doctor's certificate in order to field a last-minute substitute
these
in
guys
place
are
of
really
one
going for it.
Luminous
Wow.
Solar player.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
So we're getting
Hustling.
some doctor notes.
Hustling. Yeah.
And doctor.
My mom
notes.
signed this note saying I can't make it today.
Yeah.
This guy's playing for me.
So on the basis of such findings, OGN issued a lifetime ban from all OGN events against the Luminous Solar organization as well as both Sakun and Minjae.
So my thought is I wonder if the players knew what was going on, or if the managers there were just kind of like doing some shady shit.
I mean, you gotta probably be all involved in that situation.
How old were they? That's kind of the.
Well, I mean, you got to imagine they're old enough. They're over 18. I'm imagining.
People know the rules, and if you're manipulating the rules, the players know the rules.
Well, the players know the rules, sure, but if the managers are going and making deals with other people to have the matches be thrown, the players
weren't they
technically
substituting
don't
players
for our last minute?
Yeah, so they were like throwing all sorts of curveballs in there.
Yeah, they were trying to
There's a lot of
a player. As a side note, corruption has been a recurring problem in South Korea esports ever since a wide match-fixing ring in StarCraft Brood War involving star players such as Ma Savior, Jae Yoon was brought to light in 2010. So this is an issue.
So what they got, just underground video game rackets?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I'm into that, man. That's where your money is. That's how organized crime works. If there's money in gaming, they're gonna come and steal it.
He's not wrong. They
But
did it with
that
sports.
just means
and
that
now-
actually is just
Yeah.
a peak of gaming and how far it's coming to the point of where people are now racketeering it because it's so profitable.
Well, that ESPN reports on this.
Yeah.
Might as well wrote that.
So
in
suck it.
post
Who's the nerds
with
now,
mascot.
bitch?
Brian gets a point.
Yeah, there you go, Bri.
Thanks, pal.
So the next story is Breath of the Wild. NES fan game makes progress. Plans to survive potential takedown. Nintendo takedown. So it was from Nintendo Life. Basically, this guy built his own Breath of the Wild for the NES. So
Yeah, so it looks just like the original Zelda game, but he's wearing a blue tunic, and a lot of the enemies are just 8-bit. Everything's top down. It does seem like it still has a lot of the open mechanics in the game. And can you play this? You can play this, right?
you can download it. Yep, I grabbed it. It's Windows only.
How big? How big of a map? Is it just like...
Have you played it?
I didn't play it.
Oh.
You want to talk about
I
it?
feel
Windows
like that's
only.
something
I
you gotta play
grabbed
right
it. I
away.
downloaded
Well, you just gotta make
it.
sure you have it first, and then.
Oh, and then you
He
just
does-
wait
yeah.
for a while and sip a fine wine.
Well, until
until
he
you feel like
has
you
a
feel
Mac.
right.
It's for Windows
Yes.
only. He has a Mac. It's for Windows only.
Come on, man.
Once the guy refines it so that he can.
There's got to be ways around that.
There is. It's called
Disappointed,
dual
Steve.
booting.
I think this is the guy who made it talking. This project is still in its early stages. I'll be adding more areas with distinct elements and atmospheres, puzzle elements for dungeons, and lots of ways to creatively kill enemies. He also says, I don't feel the need to be bound to Breath of the Wild's exact structure. For example, one of the original items in the game is bokai berry? No.
Oh,
No.
berry?
No idea. There's a lot of shit in the game.
Which the game tells you is
There is.
poisonous to humans.
Oh, okay.
Is that a spoiler?
Well, I mean,
anybody come
Hylians
across
aren't
this?
human, are they?
I guess they're the humanoids of
He's a,
Hyrule.
he's a god
I
anyway.
mean, those ears.
However, if you drop a berry near some Octoroks, they'll flock to it, ignoring everything else, allowing you to trap them, kill them, and sneak by. He says, I have a lot of plans for original features in the game, and although I like to capture the spirit of Breath of the Wild and NES Zelda, I'm now
You
restricting
can only
myself
pixelate
to,
so much, right?
I'm not restricting myself to be perfectly faithful.
So it sounds like this game is inspired by Breath of the Wild and the NES original.
Yeah.
It looks fucking awesome. It looks really, really cool. I don't think I'd ever play it for more than just, to dick around in there and try it out.
That's what you got to do sometimes. Just stick around in there and try it out.
Oh.
Relax.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly what you got.
There you
That's
go.
what you deserved.
Deserves goddamn light.
Oh, our batteries are dead.
That was so sad. Little guy. He cried.
So,
What else you got, Steve?
kind of going back to scandals and corruption.
Jesus.
We got
mean, that's the
PSN
video
and
game
Xbox
life.
Live hacker in prison for 2 years.
Good.
This comes from
Yeah,
Tweaktown.
fuck him. From DDoSing?
Well, if I could, it's mine as a point for interrupting.
Yeah, don't fucking take it away.
Yeah,
don't
take
need
it away,
points.
You
Aaron.
say it now.
Okay?
Adam Mudd was just 15 when he created the Titanium Stressor, a particular DDoS malware that was purchased by thousands of hackers to wreak havoc on online services across the globe, including Microsoft's Xbox Live and Sony's PlayStation Network.
Yeah, they should give this kid the electric chair.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah,
In Texas,
you ever
maybe.
get lag? You ever get lag? It is the worst. This kid probably DDoSed me or is responsible for a DDoS that I've played at some point
Yeah,
in my
that
life.
latency on Mario Kart. Is
Yeah,
that how you lost?
probably today.
Yeah.
Latency. Fuck this kid.
Fry him.
So he's been jailed for 2 years after UK courts found him responsible for 1.7 million DDoS attacks across the globe and making direct profit from cybercrime.
2 years? Come on. Put
Mudd
him away
drove
for
a
life.
lucrative business by peddling his titanium stressor DDoS malware to hackers, which was used to disrupt websites and services worldwide. Courts estimate that Mudd made $500 million in the last 4 years selling the malware.
Holy shit.
And
$500 million?
Holy
How does a 15-year-old make that? Why is there not a fucking internal
Red flag,
investigation
yeah,
on the
weird.
I
case?
would assume that would have to
Because
be a
he's a
typo,
hacker,
but-
Brian. You think they weren't looking for him? They finally found him. It took him this long since he was a kid to find him. He's good. He's smart. That's how.
He's gonna get a government job when he gets out of jail.
He
Great.
he doesn't
Correct.
need a job.
No, yeah, he's gonna get a government job.
Got $500 million. What's he need a
Yeah.
job for?
He'll just be breaking codes
Half
for
a
the rest of his
billion,
life.
That is a lot of money. So the judge overseeing the case refused to budge on the 2-year sentence in hopes that would deter other hackers.
Good for you,
I feel
Judge.
like 2 years is
It's
not
low,
really.
yeah.
Not for $500 million.
Mega uploads guy
And then
got 60.
a smart
it's
person like
friggin-
that turns that money into a lot more. So he's
Well, he-
going to be living in a penthouse in
He
there.
personally carried out 594 DDoS attacks against 181 IP addresses between 2013 and 2015.
Like he's hitting the enter button right
I
there.
think a lot of other hackers gotten a lot longer jail times for a lot less.
Yeah,
to be
and who
perfectly
knows?
honest.
He's not just targeting like we as gamers probably got hit by some of this, but he could. Who knows what type of havoc he was coming for other people's companies?
also- he's in
People
the
losing
UK.
money, if people lose jobs or something like
But
that.
even still, like the accounts are.
Right, but I
Yeah,
mean,
you never know.
No, but he got the trial was
Right, in
was
the
in-
UK.
Oh,
in
I
the
see what
UK.
you're saying. I got you. So maybe it's
That's
not
why they
as
were like,
harsh
Yeah.
as it is in the United States or maybe somewhere else like Japan
'Cause
or
I
Korea.
think exactly,
Japan takes that
'cause
shit
definitely
seriously.
the United States is pretty
Hardcore.
strict.
yeah.
strict about
Well,
it.
it's because major corporations would
Russian
suffer from that
police,
probably, and they're running
stern.
the country, so they're like, "Fuck this
Busted.
kid."
Stern but fair.
Yeah, Russian police, stern but fair. So what else you got? Yeah, fuck this guy. He got off easy, and he's about
Yeah.
to come out
A
living
little
like
slap on the wrist.
in the 1% of the world too. He's about
I
to
hope they
move up
take
to
his
the
money
huge
away.
food chain.
Because that's
Yes.
selling illegal goods.
They can't
Why not?
because it's not how it works.
Well,
if
I
you're
don't- well, in the UK, who the fuck really knows?
His money, if a smart person like that turned that money into a lot more money, and it's all over the place. Like he's good. He's all set. No matter what, he made
Swiss
so much
bank
money.
accounts.
So you know him?
Swiss.
No, but look, how smart was he to make this stuff? You know what I mean? He's
Maybe
a
he's
smart
bad
person.
with money.
Could be, yeah. Like,
I mean,
be
he
bad.
could
got
be a
caught.
gambler. You know, he could love, the ladies or something. But who the fuck knows? I'm sure he's got a lot of money. 2 years is nothing to him. It's not even long enough. Hopefully someone in there gets their hands on him.
No, he posted bail.
Yeah, he probably he'll have a TV. He'll have probably a cell phone, whatever he wants. Well, I don't know how the jails are out there, but here you can have whatever you want if you get that much money.
It's a lot of rambling over here, but
I'm
everybody gets
pissed.
a
Only
point.
2 years. I hope, you know what? I'm gonna try to get a bunch of points so next week I can fucking go in on this guy.
1 minute rant. It's
Yeah,
just
you pissed me off.
So we got a report. What is it? Vivendi to
Yep.
pursue Ubisoft takeover later this year is from Game Rant. So seems like last year French media company Vivendi looked as though it was preparing to get back into the video game business by performing a hostile takeover of Ubisoft. But Vivendi then seemed to cool on those plans. But these two unnamed sources have told Reuters that Vivendi is resuming its hostile takeover of Ubisoft and plans to own the company by the time 2017 comes to a close. Vivendi used to have a majority stake in Activision Blizzard before selling most of it off in 2013, and will reportedly accelerate its takeover plans of Ubisoft for a couple of different reasons. For one, Vivendi shares have fallen by 3%, and then I'm not reading the rest.
Thank
so
you.
wait a minute. Vivendi is trying to take over Ubisoft, probably the second biggest gaming publisher
Yep.
ever, behind or EA.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work unless you have some sort of corporate sabotage or just some sort of guy on the inside that's taking it down slowly. There's no fucking way that Vivendi is just going to go like, yeah, we have a lot of money, we're just going to take over Ubisoft. It's like, no, Ubisoft has a lot of money too.
Well, what if
Well,
they
their
have more
problem
money than
was
Ubisoft?
the family
You can
owns.
buy. Well,
Yeah, you
hostile
could.
takeover, I think, is usually
Just like buying up a bunch of shares.
You're buying up the majority of it.
Yeah, but if Ubisoft was smart, like any company, they have the controlling
Majority share.
factor.
Well,
Yeah,
what if the price is right?
the price is not going to be right for them to do a hostile takeover, and they've already tried to do this, and Ubisoft has combated them back in 2015 it was, and they're resuming it now. It's like, one, I wonder why this is happening, why they're trying to just be like, we want your IPs. It's like, yeah, they're popular,
Well,
but
they want to transform Vivendi into a global powerhouse.
yeah, make fucking good games, and then maybe we'll talk. But like, I don't know. That kind of
Let's
seems
just
like
buy
a
'em out.
really shitty thing to do. It's like, yeah, let's just buy this company and just steal all their shit, and then we'll have our name over Ubisoft products.
They own a 96% stake in Gameloft stock.
I don't know what Gameloft is, so
No.
It's that cell phone, like they make all those
Oh, yeah,
fucking
yeah. Cell phone games.
mobile games.
oh yeah, great,
96%.
Good for them. Those games suck.
yeah. But I mean, still, I think that this is a really fucking shitty situation to do. Is they're doing it to bait, they're grabbing Ubisoft and just going like, yeah, we're just gonna take you over and probably crash that studio into the ground because Vivendi doesn't make anything good.
And all those people
Yeah,
obviously
pretty
aren't going to
much.
want to work there, most likely.
Yeah,
quit
like
and
that's
leave.
like a really bad way to try and interject your opinions and thoughts into an already well-established, very powerhouse company. I don't know. I don't do business shit, but I feel like that's a fucking terrible way to do that.
to do business. Yeah, it's a bad
I
person.
mean, good plan normally to buy a company out and then,
yeah, maybe
that's
save a dying
successful.
company, but not
Well,
just
not-
like
you have to-
take over one by
or
the
at their
throat.
peak. I mean, usually like Google bought YouTube, that worked out for them. You do something like that.
Yeah, but it's like
this is
usually like
hostile.
This
Correct.
is hostile.
Usually it's like companies usually will a company who knows what they're doing will
Correct, 'cause
take over a lesser company, but it's not like a company who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Like Brian's saying, like
Yeah.
they don't even know what they're doing. Why the fuck are you gonna take over
Yeah.
something you don't even know what you're doing?
Because they're
Well,
successful.
that's
Like
the
they
thing.
might as
well,
well try to take over for the fucking TV business at this point. Like who are they trying to buy out?
I mean, that's the thing is that like, who do you when you think of like very popular publishers, you think of EA, you think of Ubisoft, and maybe even Bethesda, but like you're Vivendi, like I haven't heard your name in fucking years, and now you're just gonna try and take over. I would say arguably the second biggest.
And the last time you heard them was the last time they tried to take it over.
Yeah, it's like, what are you thinking? Like you make mobile games and maybe you get a ton of microtransactions, but like, fuck off.
That's how they make your money these days. Got to sell shit to
It's
the
the
masses.
French for you.
Vivendi is
oui,
French.
oui.
I think so, yeah.
Fuck them.
We don't want to do their work ourselves.
Next story. Atlas apologizes for Persona 5 streaming rules by loosening them. So
Wait, one more time?
Too late. now.
when Atlas launched Persona 5, they implemented some pretty strict guidelines as to what parts of the game could be live streamed. Many fans were happy. I think we talked about this on the
Yeah,
podcast.
we
talked
did,
about
okay.
it 2 weeks ago.
Now they've issued an apology for their stranglehold of the game's ability to be shared and live streamed, and they're now expanding what you can broadcast from the game. Originally, you couldn't broadcast anything from the game beyond the 7/7 date. Now they've expanded this to the 11/19 date, which is where the story picks up for the final arc.
So there's a few things that I will say about this is that other games have done this where it's like you can record, you'll be recording and then it'll stop recording and it'll say you're not allowed to record this section of the game. So it'll be, I think maybe Arkham Knight did this where it was just like you couldn't do certain story elements or you couldn't broadcast certain things and it would stop it. I think you could still talk through it, but it wouldn't record the gameplay, whatever was on screen. And I mean, I guess it would have been smart for them maybe not to make a huge deal of it
Yeah.
and just kind of slowly, kind of quietly do it because I feel like it wouldn't have exploded.
Well,
the
was
way
it
that
they
did.
who made the big deal about it or the fans?
They did.
I think
Atlas.
Atlas came out and said, "Don't do this," and then people were like, "Well, fuck you! I'm gonna do whatever you want." Like, had you just done it and then asked for forgiveness rather than like, I feel like that would have been a better way to go about doing it because I feel like other games have done this, and there's been no story about that being like this is a huge deal.
It's usually
So-
before release though. Like I know Monster Hunter gives out like review copies, and you're only allowed
well,
to.
you're under embargo, and if you
And
break
if-
embargo, people are going to be like, well, you're never getting a fucking copy of our games again.
And the only problem with
potentially jail
Persona was the fact that it wasn't out in like Europe, so they were trying to get it so like you
Well,
didn't
Persona
spoil it.
5 has been out in Japan
For,
like
yeah, but
for,
Japan
like, a
always gets
year.
that shit first.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that it was dumb of them to make a big deal of it, and they should have just been quiet about it.
I agree.
They had the problem of people
Points for
already
Brian.
pre-recorded stuff for it, and they couldn't
Don't
release
just
it.
fucking hand out points.
I'm giving you some
Wow.
points. I think you deserve them.
Points for everybody.
Nice.
Points? Plural?
Oh, a point.
Oh,
point.
wow.
A
Well,
point
you're-
for everybody? Hey, that means points for everybody, though.
Well, you're in the negative,
it right.
motherfucker.
I earned those points. Okay,
Did-
I'm not
that-
afraid. I don't conform to your games.
But you're in the
I
negative.
say what's on my mind.
And look where I got you.
Yeah, got me right where I want to be, right here next to you.
-1. That's where you are.
Yeah, -1. That's where I was aiming for.
Halo 6 is from IGN. Halo 6 will focus on Master Chief. Won't feature new playable.
Hey,
So-
there's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's keep,
Master
keep
Chief,
our
dude.
fucking main character focused on the game. Yeah.
Master Chief's the man. Hopefully he'll be
basically,
like 12 in this one, ripping throats.
O'Connor, what's his first name? Frank O'Connor said, we very much realized that people wanted Master Chief's story of Halo 5. We definitely marketed it in a way that we hoped was going to bring a surprise, but for some fans of Master Chief, it was a huge disappointment because they wanted more Chief.
We wanted more Sully. I mean, I guess we can understand where they're coming from.
It wasn't that surprising to me, O'Connor continued, but the volume of give us more Chief at the end of Halo 5 was significant, and so I think, if anything, he's slightly more important now than he has ever been, certainly to our franchise.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
The focus for the franchise now will not be on bringing in new characters, expanding the number of playable characters. Instead, 343 will be making the world a little bit more realistic and compelling.
With Chief.
Yeah, hopefully they don't go too far off track.
So, as a former fan of the Halo franchise, like I still like
Be
Halo.
careful. Just want to say right now,
I'm
Gary is going to be mad at every single one of us
well.
next week.
Here's the problem: is
I
that
mean,
like
in like half a
Just
second.
if you don't, I mean, he's just going to
No.
be pissed at all of us.
no, it's Halo 1 through 3 was great, and then Halo 4 was taken over by 343, and they did a decent job with that game. And it was the biggest complaint, and I think Gary explained this to me in a way that makes the most sense, is that it's a walk down this corridor and press this button simulator. And that's what it was. And you were shooting people, and you were walking down a corridor, and you press the button. And then Halo 5 was marketed as, hey, we have this other character that's like really strong. He's just as good as Chief is. And then we're going to have this huge battle. And then when you play the game, that's not the fucking case at
Pushing
all.
buttons.
It's just more of the same, and they introduced this new character, Locke, and you're like, all right, Locke and his Spartan crew, whatever they were called, they were
Yeah.
fine.
He's bad now.
They were fine, but it's like you should
we're
be
too late.
focusing on the relationship between Cortana and Chief, like you always have,
Because
and
the love story is what we're looking for.
and the threat
Because
of the alien
he,
covenant.
he and Cortana haven't been together yet. Like, officially, they need to find a way to make Cortana a person. I don't even think Master Chief is a person under there. I mean,
He
they might
is.
as well
Took off
both
that
be
mask.
robots.
He
I
is.
don't know.
He's a
He's a
person.
freak show.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they,
He's
He's a
Darth
freak
Vader.
show.
He's
I'm
just
not
fucking-
afraid of them. I'm not. I think that it's smart for them to focus on Chief. I don't think it's a bad idea to introduce new characters. But the way that they did it in 5 was so bad that it was like, we're not focusing on Chief. We're focusing on Locke and these 4 new characters. It's like you can build the lore and have these other characters.
Like,
But
people
still-
still love the characters that follow you around, like in like a Butch or somebody. Like, people hang on to those
Yeah.
characters. You can still have like a sergeant or a lieutenant who comes along with you and drives the Warthog everywhere.
Yeah,
and
who's
shit
the
like
guy
that.
with the cigar?
Sergeant
Sully?
Johnson or something,
Yeah, something like that. Well, Sully, yeah, but
Sully,
Sergeant,
maybe.
point for that.
Yeah.
But
Don't be giving out points.
like, I think Steve's gonna agree with me on that. But like, there's a way to introduce characters like that where you're still focusing on Chief, but then there's also this relationship. Locke, it was this weird kind of like mixture of the 2 stories, and then they kind of brought it together, but it wasn't.
Well, it was
super
also
well done.
there was some cool lore like involved with the game and like the stuff that you you wouldn't get it in the game, which I guess doesn't bring the game any value, but that you could read beforehand.
Well, yeah, no, there are things that build the
character
lore.
assassination of Master Chief and
Yeah,
all
there
that.
are that
But
great.
you're right.
There is a podcast that you should go listen to. I forget the name of it right now.
The Tangent.
Yeah, the Tangent podcast. But it is basically just the origin story of Master Chief and how he becomes Spartan 117.
They just talk about it every single week.
What's up?
The podcast, or is it just like a recording?
Oh, it's not a. It's like a legit recording, like an audio.
I see.
Audio book type of thing. So that's, and it is interesting, but it's like you that should be an addition to the already great story that you're telling, and there really wasn't one in 5.
I look forward to Halo 6's online scene being top notch, just like Halo
Poppin'.
5's
Scene.
Remember?
scene.
Yeah, he's talking trash about
Yeah.
it.
Keeping those numbers up,
Yeah.
staying
Hey.
competitive.
I feel like
Staying
I won
ahead
that
of the
bet.
You
Ah,
did.
you did win that bet.
Thank you.
Point for you.
Oh,
We
Points.
got PlayStation Plus May free games revealed. So, got some games for
Love
May.
free games,
Who
Free games
doesn't?
are fun.
Tales from Borderlands,
which you should absolutely
Fucking
download
great.
and play.
Greatness.
Abzu,
I'll think about it.
Abzu, that's only
Awesome. I thought that was
Hey.
only PlayStation.
That's it is only PlayStation. However, Abzu is only for the UK. By the way,
No, I
That
thought
is
it was
correct.
on a. Really, I thought it was North America.
Oh, wait a minute, no, there was
When
an
the
update.
UK gets something shitty.
Abzu will only be available in North America as a PS Plus free game. In Europe, PS Plus survivors will also get the excellent Alienation.
Oh, okay. Because there was mixed messaging there for a while. So Abzu is free.
This is from IGN, so
You should absolutely play both of those games.
Yeah,
if you have a
Abzu looks-
PS4, Abzu is fun. You could beat it in a day. It's kind of Journey Underwater. There you go.
Just
Blood
what I need to
Knights.
hear.
It's not as good though.
Oh.
What's
What?
up?
we got
Alright.
Blood Knights.
don't know what
PS3.
PS3, yeah.
Yep, Port
Yeah.
Royal 3.
Is that like a brandy? Is that a drink?
I'd like to think it's a pirate game.
That sounds like a good drink.
Treat me like a pirate.
Give me that booty. Whoops.
Excuse
Anyways.
us.
Steve?
Laser Disco Defenders.
Vita?
Yeah.
Vita.
I'll have to pick that up.
Gotta be. Crossplay it.
Laser Disco Defenders. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's the good stuff.
Stop shaking, man.
Sorry.
Type Rider.
Typewriter?
Get it?
Cross by. It's also a Vita
Hit the
game.
box.
Damn it!
Typewriter. I got
And
it.
that's it.
What about Richard Ryder?
Oh, he's MIA.
Yeah, I don't know. PS4 games are pretty solid. Check those out. Tales from the Borderlands is great.
Tales from the Borderlands is sick.
Abzu is fun too.
But you
Yeah,
can
I wanted
download it.
to check out Abzu. I'm excited to get that.
You can now download both.
I plan on it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It'll be available May 2nd, which is next Tuesday. By the time you're listening to this, probably tomorrow.
I didn't have a story for this, but Night Trap,
Oh yeah.
PS4.
Can we just talk
Coming
about
to the PS4.
Yeah, they're
Xbox.
not like
Xbox
One.
remaking it. They're just cleaning it up slightly and releasing it on the PS4.
That's all I want.
It's a
That's all I
remaster.
want.
25th anniversary. Also, what's super cool? 3 different covers.
Correct.
So you get like the blue stripes, like the Sega Saturn, and then you have red and yellow.
Blue was Sega CD.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Sega CD. My apologies.
I don't even think it was on
Asshole.
sale.
Take the point.
Yeah,
It's
No.
Mega, it's
take one of those
Sega
points away.
CD, Mega CD, and 32X.
32X,
Something like
yeah, which is awesome.
I'm a fan.
I kind of want the yellow one because that's the 32X one, but it's still like
Yeah. Game is fucking great. I tweeted Gary. I think I said they better not fucking update the resolution. I want
don't-
it. I want
No,
the
they
video
updated
to
it.
be.
They updated
if
it.
they do
grainy
it.
Did you not?
shit.
Did you
Well,
not?
it's
see the-
crazy, like
they
when you
updated.
see
They
pictures
update,
renewed of
I
like
wonder
old
if they
photos.
do-
I'm sure it's gonna.
I
be,
wonder if they update it, but then also have the original version on there.
That would be sick. as shit.
Because
be sick.
Wonder Boy does it.
Oh,
Wonder Boy does do that.
the
shots
Halo CE does
Now
it.
you all get to experience this fucking great
fired.
game.
If we buy it.
Yeah, when we buy
Oh,
it
it's all right. I'll buy you each a copy
as a gift.
as a gift.
as a gift. Experience this great game.
Happy birthday.
Controversial game too.
Yeah,
So we're
controversial.
gonna have some controversy.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys can
All
handle
over
it. Be
again.
prepared.
So,
Controversy.
for those of you that don't know, it basically started the ESRB which is the international.
So
or
let's
the-
not give
the
too much
rating
away. You
boards.
got to check it
That's why it
out
got
and
popular.
see.
You do have
You'll
to
know.
check it.
You'll know exactly the scene we're talking about. It is edgy.
Well, only one of us
And
here has actually seen
graphic.
it.
It is. It was only described to me, and I have still
Nightmares.
vivid visions of it.
Outlast don't have shit
Yeah.
on Night Trap.
Is that what gave you the hives?
It did stress me out so bad. Red hives everywhere.
Next story is from Nintendo World Report. Nintendo releases full fiscal year results. So this is the numbers segment. We all laugh. Just some key stuff here. Justin's loving it.
It's his favorite segment.
Yeah, always.
So Nintendo shipped,
Money! They're all rich. Woohoo!
Nintendo shipped 7.27 million units, 3DS units, up from the previous year, while the Wii U drew to a close with 760,000.
Yikes.
Amiibo shipped 9.1 figures and 9.3 cards.
Which is down from last year, though, right?
Doesn't say.
I think it is down. I heard this that the Amiibo sales aren't doing as hot because obviously they're really not pushing much right now. You have Legend of Zelda stuff, but then those are like five of them, and they really haven't done anything from Amiibo.
Yeah, that's true.
The Animal Crossing to then Zelda.
Animal Crossing on the
You have,
clearance
I guess, yeah, you can find Animal Crossing ones everywhere. I guess Amiibo,
Happy Home.
the Inkling ones. Although the cards are doing well, which is
Cards
weird.
are fucking great.
Because this guy probably bought all
Yeah,
fucking
you're like-
9.3 million of them.
Yeah, right.
How do you think my inventory's so full in Breath of
took
the
out a
Wild? I'm just
loan,
fucking
I
Crushing
got
it.
swords out everywhere.
So Breath of the Wild shipped 2.76 million units on the Switch and 1.08 on the Wii U for a total of 3.84. 5.46 million units of Switch software shipped in its opening month, and Zelda's attach rate compared to its Switch hardware. I mean, we got a glimpse of this last week. It's just over 100%,
Which is fucking
More people bought the game.
stupid.
Pokemon Sun and Moon have shipped 15.4 million copies in 4.5 months, making it the best-selling 3DS title behind Pokemon X and Y. Super Mario Maker for the 3DS shipped 2.34 million units since December. Kirby Planet Robobots sold 1.36 million units
Small
during its
nice
first
bod.
year.
That's,
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't even know.
It's like
That was a
Federation
game.
Force.
Yep.
Yeah, just freaking.
And Nintendo estimates they'll sell 10 million Switches and 35 million pieces of software for the current fiscal year, along with 6 million 3DS systems and 40 million pieces of 3DS software.
It's actually
Intriguing.
Pretty.
I think
Thoughts on
I
this, Brian?
still think it's fucking ridiculous that Zelda has a higher attach rate than 100%. But again, good for them. I'm glad that they're doing well. I'm glad that the Switch is a hit.
It's like I own a copy of that game. I don't even own the console.
Hey, I bought Uncharted
Like
2
that game
before.
But I
is
also-
so good.
but I
was
also bought
like,
two
I want
consoles.
this game so badly.
I bought Uncharted 2 before I had a PS3.
Yeah, I bought an Uncharted. I mean, I bought a PS3 just for Uncharted.
So I can understand why this is happening, but it's crazy to me, and I'm glad that they're doing well. I hope that they're making a ton of money. I hope that they can continue to make more great
NES
games.
Classics.
You know what? NES Classics is a sore spot for me because I had
for everybody.
I had a really shitty week with the NES Classic. So
So
you
we're not
want me?
going
You,
there.
I know that Best Buy was getting
I
Best
kinda
Buy was
saw
getting
some of
more.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
So
No
Best
one asked
Buy,
you about your week.
Yeah,
This one.
thanks guys.
Oh shit.
So
Nobody cares, Brian. Aren't you getting the theme
You're talking
here?
about Gary had it covered.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Thanks, Gary.
Best Buy was getting more NES Classics in on Monday, April 24th, 3rd, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Did you actually?
And so I was like, you know what? You get there early, great. Show up at 9 o'clock. Stores open at 10. I'm like, all right, might be okay. No line. Walk up to the front door. We have handed out tickets for the NES
At midnight.
Classic. They handed them out at 8:45.
See ya.
Brutal.
Made a call to my inside man last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Nothing.
to get them. Can't find them anywhere. Same shit. Tickets everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like sneakers. It's like sneakers. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
well, now they're no longer.
Yeah,
Literally, Nintendo
I'm
tweeted out today or yesterday that yesterday was the last day you could buy it at the Nintendo World Store in New York, and so you can't get it anywhere.
These are gonna go
They're gone
for
They
so
are-
much money online.
Hold on, they are gone for this year. It is important to say they are gone for this year. Doesn't say that they are stopping production altogether, but they're stopping in 2017. So maybe next year you'll be able to find one.
Open Amazon just says one last push of these things.
Well, they stopped production. They're all of them are gone. There's no more of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
My friend, I told you, my friend bought one for $300, which is probably a smart thing because now they're going for like 800. On
Yeah,
the floor.
he can
But
make his money
anyways.
back.
Anyways,
Speaking of Nintendo, here we go. Junyo Takada announced his retirement from Nintendo. So, this is from Nintendo World Report. One of the chief architects of Nintendo's rise to the video game prominence has announced his retirement after more than 45 years with the company. So his announcement, his retirement will take effect at the election of his replacement on the Nintendo board in June. Takada joined Nintendo in 1971 and formed Nintendo R&D 3 in the early 80s, which was responsible for the design of the Famicom and Nintendo's later arcade machines, as well as the Wii. He also worked in our software development with a focus on titles for the U.S. market, such as NES Play Action Football, and was the creative lead on the Punch-Out and Star Tropic series.
both great
Yeah,
games.
they are.
Following the passing of
I know Punch-Out. I don't know the other one.
Star Tropics is
Awada
sick.
in 2015, Takada was serving as a technology fellow as part of the Nintendo board. So his replacement on the board is expected to be Ko Shioto, who worked under Takada in Nintendo's internal R&D team during the design of the Wii and the Wii U. So he's been with Nintendo for
45 years. I mean,
45 years.
it sounds like it's time, right?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. I've left a legacy. I
Yeah.
can probably retire.
Do it
And
forever.
Good for
Didn't
him.
mention in this, but I think his final thing was the Switch. He helped work on the Switch.
Well, hey, good job, pal.
So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and it's
right
nice
off into the
To
sunset.
be able to, if he wants to do anything on the side, he's not restricted to working for a certain company to be able to do anything he
Well,
wants to do.
I'm sure he's going to retire, but if he
Retires,
wants
yeah.
to be a consultant, I'm
Yeah,
sure
and
Nintendo's
just-
going to
no, I'm
reach
just
out
saying,
to him.
like,
Yeah.
He can now, if he ever had something he wanted to do on his own,
Yeah.
now he has all the time and the money to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, like garden.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, or maybe
Make
he'll make a
Pikmin.
fucking sweet little indie game. That's fucking awesome.
think
I
he
don't
did-
necessarily
yeah.
know if he
Like,
works on
what, if
games
that's
too
what he
much,
does?
but it's more of architecture stuff.
No,
But
well,
he could definitely he'll make he'll
here's
be
here's
fine.
hoping.
He'll still be in the business.
Here's
He'll be
hoping,
fine.
yeah.
He'll be fine.
Give us some punch out.
Star Tropics
here's
too.
hoping for points.
Hmm? Oh, who's hoping for points?
Who's getting points? On
I'll take
this?
some points. You giving them out? I'll
No
take
one.
like 6 points.
So the last story we got from Game Rant, new Nintendo 2DS XL release date and price revealed. So I'm not even gonna really read this, but Nintendo launches.
Points for you. I'm gonna start keeping track
Nintendo
of my
made a
own.
surprise
yours?
announcement. The revealing of the new Nintendo 2DS XL handheld console.
Looks
That's a
stupid.
fucking mouthful.
Stupid.
So if you haven't seen
I'm actually,
Upset?
yeah.
Yeah.
all right, well let me finish.
hmm
If you haven't seen it, it's basically a 3DS XL without the 3D.
Correct.
New design. It's more of
It looks
roundish.
a little different. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
It's
it's the
curved.
round.
Yeah,
Curved,
you got
curvy.
a curvy
It's going for
150.
150, and it's the same specs
As-
as the
Do they
3D.
have a release date?
July 28th.
July 28th, right around or a week after Splatoon 2.
couple of things here for me.
Hit it.
One,
Come on.
the whole point in my mind to the well, the 2DS obviously, you know, they don't have the 3D, but to not have the clamshell close, open and close, was one of the better parts to me about this thing. It was one I know is for so the kids wouldn't break them for the younger group. If you wanted to get it for a younger child, you would buy them this so it wouldn't break. But to me, I thought it was a kind of interesting design and interesting idea to have it that it doesn't open and close. Those hinges never weaken. They never break. It'll never snap off. It's definitely 100% more durable if you were to accidentally drop it or
Yeah.
it's almost like a coffee table item for me. Like I would like to leave that in the coffee table in your
Yeah.
in your room just sitting there. it's more inviting to be open to me. I feel like you would play it more if it's sitting there and you're looking at the screen as opposed to the closed shell. I like it. And what's the point? You already have a fucking 3DS and you can play 2DS or 3DS on it. So people would just buy the fucking 3DS anyways. And if they didn't want to get 3D games for their kids, they just wanted to get them 2DS games, they still could.
$20 more.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Assholes.
I'm a little.
I want to buy. Are they going to stop making the non-foldable ones?
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely got to buy
most
one of those.
likely.
You think?
Someday.
I don't think
they
they didn't
never-
mention. That
I
they
can
were
tell
gonna
you
stop.
right now that I'm going to start scouring around for a red 2D or a red crystal red 2DS.
Let me know what prices.
Well,
you're
I
looking
want the Pokemon one, the one that's see-through. I want that as like inbox. I'll spend
Yeah.
$200 on that to have it.
Yeah, because I now am
'Cause they're
definitely going to
now-
want one now that they're doing the stupid fucking clamshell.
I think the clamshell is so.
It's
One,
a success. They also say
Yeah.
it's a success. The 2DS.
yeah.
So
well,
and they say it fills the gap between the 2DS. I bet you the 2DS probably isn't going anywhere. But I don't know. I mean, you never know.
You
That's
never
scary
know,
stuff.
yeah,
I
with
think
Nintendo,
so,
they scare
yeah.
the shit out of me now. Like
So,
I'm petrified to
yeah.
lose something that I think is cool.
Well, that's a
Douchebags.
whole other story. You could, I mean, at this point, you don't know if they're fucking artificially
yeah.
stalking things or
Yeah.
not. Yeah, like it's fucking
It's-
horse shit.
yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors,
Yeah.
really. So
What were
I
you
think
gonna say, yeah?
so. One, only Nintendo can fucking launch a new hardware on a Thursday at 9:45 at night. Sorry, that's just Nintendo.
Give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a flying fuck. They released a new character in ARMS this morning at like 10. They don't care. They don't care. And only Nintendo can do that because they're fucking weird. But this new system is slick looking. It looks like a smartphone with the bottom, like the 3DS bottom with a smartphone on top. That's nice. I'll give it that. It's a slick thing. I want one, kinda.
Yeah.
I won't
I'm
buy
in
one.
that camp.
I won't buy one.
Yeah.
Price drop, maybe.
No, that 150. Are you fucking kidding me?
Price
150 is a perfect price point for this thing because it's like
I disagree. I actually think 129
$99.
would have been like
that's
right
twen-
where it should have been.
I mean, so here's the thing. I actually had this conversation earlier. Like it is playing a trick on your brain. 129 and 149 is a $20 difference. That is like 2 hours of work for
some people.
For some people,
So you can leave, but you could leave early, take that hour, and pick it up.
I understand, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Don't be disappointed.
like the
anything
price
else.
point of what you're getting versus like what it is. It looks slick. It looks like, and the biggest thing for me from this is that if you look at this, right, if you take the 2DS or even any of the new 3DS models, right, if you take those and you look at, do a side by side and go, this is what the 3DS XL, new 3DS XL is, and this is what the new 2DS XL is. You see a stark difference of quality. And then you see the same thing with the Wii U and the Switch, which gives me such high hopes for a future of Nintendo where they're going, we're not going to make child's toys anymore. We're going to make these solid products.
I don't even think it's
allows
They all used to make quote unquote child toys built really well. At some point between.
But now people aren't afraid to be seen in public with this really cool device.
Oh, you're saying like appearance wise?
Yeah, they're catching up with the times.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they are really hitting the nail on the head with everything that they're doing. That being said, who the fuck is this for? This is for somebody who needs a 3DS that doesn't have 3D. Like I understand the whole 2D and 3D thing. Like let's forget about it. 2D, like the 3DS came out in 2010. This is a 7-year-old system. Like
I don't even know why they bother doing it.
yeah, it's like I understand. Like
Who the fuck-
you're saying, hey, we're still making games for the 3DS community, which is great because you should support that community still. I think that any game that comes to the 3DS, you should make digital download for the Switch. That's what I really think you should do.
That'd be pretty sick. Actually.
That would be a smart
Yeah.
idea to do. You don't have to do a physical release. Just hey, here's the fucking virtual console. You can fucking buy them. There you go. Boom.
That'd
done.
be good.
That actually is
But
a
like,
good idea.
because now it's like you're spending these resources on a new hardware that you don't need, like at all. You don't need this for anybody. I don't know. I know one person that I'm going to tell this to, and they're going to be excited because his original clamshell 3DS broke like a month ago, and he's been like just waiting for it. And I'm like, this is gonna be perfect for you. You don't give a shit about the 3D. It's gonna be
No
slick
one really
and nice.
did.
That's what
I
I'm
never
saying.
used the 3D.
Well, it didn't work in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I thought that was the funniest thing
Well,
ever.
so that's the thing. Like, he's gonna love it, and it's gonna be his Pokemon machine, and I'm really glad. I'm happy for him. But like, there's like a very niche audience for this, and I'm just wondering why they decided to do that when they're like firing on all cylinders with the Switch, and then they just kind of hit you with
This
that.
thing, yeah.
It's weird. It's nice, and it looks cool, and I kind of want one. I won't buy one, but it's just a weird decision, and I don't know what they're thinking.
Who the fuck knows? They're the most random company out there right now. They're just wild cards.
Bitches.
Anywhoozle. Point for Brian.
Oh, nice work.
And a point for Anthony.
Wow.
Nice work.
And -1 for Justin.
Minus
Holy
one.
shit.
Take them away. I don't want your points. Okay.
I think you do.
Your points aren't welcome here.
But, yeah. So we're going to tally these bad boys up.
See what we got here.
Mouse difficult, I believe.
Whoa,
This is very
whoa,
difficult.
throwing shade.
Hey, wow, take some points away from that
I
motherfucker.
might have to. So we got Brian at 5,
I'm a former
plus
champ.
5.
Plus 5. Nice.
We got Anthony at 4, plus 4. Justin at -2.
This is golf rules, right?
And Gary swinging in with the victory.
Oh, Gary, nice work, man.
Congratulations.
Last time. Nice.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. Good, dude.
How did he get the plus
Because
10?
he finally took Anthony's advice and didn't say anything.
Bingo.
Killing it.
So he stole Anthony's style.
He did.
So congratulations, Gary.
Gary, you finally
Next
won
week,
one.
you get to do
Get
your
rant,
rant.
and you can finally, let it all out.
How much you love GameStop.
Yeah. Get to talk about his second job he picked up at GameStop.
But that's going to be it for the Drunken News Game Show. We're going to come back with what we're doing on the site, our Twitter handles, and all that jazz. So stay tuned.